Hi there, Bonnie Power here. Today I wanted to talk to you about how you can use LinkedIn to grow your business. A lot of our clients are looking at growing their business or looking at being bought out by a bigger company or looking at getting an IPO. So LinkedIn is a very good way of attracting more leads and a steady flow of new inquiries. The other benefit to LinkedIn is that you'll get noticed by your industry. You'll get noticed by other people, the industry associations. You'll get noticed by other organisations, and from there, other opportunities will sprout, and people will contact you when you start with the 4 steps that I'm going to be talking to you about today. So let's move on to step 1. What I'll do, I'll just give you a quick overview and then we can go through them. Step 1 is to build a strong LinkedIn profile firstly, so that when people do hear about you, they go to your LinkedIn profile and they can see a really great first impression. We'll make sure we optimize it for search engine optimization, and also we'll write it in a way that will attract prospective clients and referral partners. The step number 2 is that you grow your network by using the advanced search functions of LinkedIn. And that's, you'll need to go onto the premium, so paying about $60 a month, or you can go on to the higher level, the sales navigator, which is about $100 a month. And the next one is the creating compelling content that pictures you as knowledgeable and likable, which I'll talk about. I'll come back to that in a minute. Number 4 is reaching out to your audience with an effective non-salesy message to make that first connection over the phone, or even face-to-face if you're feeling like going straight into that. So let's get started. So this is how to use LinkedIn to grow your business. And if you want to grab a notepad and pen, I'll be giving you a few bits of gold here that you can probably start to implement a few of these tips straight away. And then if you're interested, we can always help you. I can talk to you more about our service later. So the first one is to build a strong LinkedIn profile and optimize it for search engine optimization to attract more of your clients and referral partners. Now the key thing here is the headline that sort of sits under your name. Make sure that that's really easy for people to understand what you do and perhaps who you do it for in layman's terms. So people don't need to be knowing your industry jargon. Just the typical customer or prospective client can understand what you do, and in words that will resonate with them. And that's similar with the summary section. You've got about 2,000 characters in there, and I'd really like you to go through. You can have a look at my profile just as a base on a way to structure the information so it compels your ideal type of client or referral partner to pick up the phone and contact you, or to go and have a look at your website, or to sign up for something. There needs to be some sort of call to action on your summary section. Then if people are really interested in that, and they're also going to look at your photo, so I want to make sure that you've got a really nice photo that's really professional and brands you in a way that you want to be known for. So I want you to take another look at your photo now, just perhaps while you're watching this, because I want to make sure that when people will look at that photo, they'll get the feeling that they can almost get to know you, like they know the type of person you are. So when that photo was taken of you, you would have been sort of emitting some feelings, some emotions, and those emotions are locked into that photograph. So does it come across where you are approachable, where you're friendly, where you're a positive person, or maybe you were really nervous about the photo shoot, and what's happened as a result is the photo makes you look like you're super nervous, you're a little bit tense, you're not really engaging with your eye contact. So I want you to look at your photo through the lens of your ideal type of client and think about what feelings they would get when they look at that photo. Because to tell you the truth, if that photo's emanating negativity or tension, the conversion rate goes down, the response rate will go down, people just won't be interested. Sort of like a dating site, unfortunately. So looks do matter, and you need to probably refresh that if if you feel that it's not emanating a positive, essence of who you really are. And then if people are really interested in your photo, your headline, they might read your summary, then they're going to go down and they're going to have a look to see if you're worth your grain of salt, and that's in your experience section. So what they want to do, they want to see if you've been in the industry for like 5 months or 5 years or even 5 decades for some of us. So what you want to do is make sure that in the experience section, you put in your big milestones, your big achievements, what you've done within each role, just to let people know that you're a bit of a high performer, you do achieve results, you've got the scope of experience, and you know how to deal with different industries, different types of projects. You've tackled the big problems. So when people, and they really will look at your experience if they're interested in you, because they want to do their, due diligence. They want to do their research on you. So you've got to let them know, all of the hoops that you've jumped through, all the problems you've solved, all of the amazing companies that you've maybe built and sold. It has to go in there so that people can appreciate the skills and the experience and the level of help that you're going to put forward if they engage in your services. So that's number one. Number two, once we've created that awesome profile, we're going to start reaching out to your ideal type of client and referral partners. We're going to grow your online network. And not enough people make a concerted effort to grow their network. And then, when times are slow, there's not really much that they can do. So LinkedIn sort of flips that on its head. You don't have to worry anymore about opportunities when you're well networked, when you're using something like LinkedIn to really engage with the decision makers of the big companies and the organisations and the industry associations that can all help you achieve your business objectives and your personal goals as well. Perhaps you've got that big network. So I would say, as a minimum, your first degree connections, can you have 1,500 prospective clients or people who can refer you to your prospective clients in your network. That's the first goal. And if you do that, then you'll start getting inquiries without even doing step 3 and 4. So if you can work towards that, you can use the advanced search function of LinkedIn once you've upgraded to the business or the premium, and you'll be able to use the fields like location, and you'll be able to use the company size. So your ideal type of client might be working, might be turning revenue of between 10 million and 10 or maybe 100 million. So you can actually say, well, for someone like that, they'd probably have a company size of between, say, maybe 50 or 200, or maybe 200 to 1,000. So you can actually use LinkedIn and really drill down, and this is what I love about LinkedIn, to only select companies or people in companies who have got that as a criteria. Then you'd actually just hone in on your second degree connections, because with second degree connections you can easily ask them to connect. It's a bit harder if they're third degree connections, for example. So build your network to 1,500 prospective clients or referral partners. And then as you're doing that, simultaneously, you are uploading all of the wonderful blog posts and articles and things that you've already got on your website. Plus, I would expect, being a thought leader, being someone who wants to be at the top of their game, you're probably creating 1 or 2 blog posts about current industry events or issues that are happening. You put your take into a blog article, and then you'll upload it to LinkedIn. Because what you're doing is you're sort of becoming part of the conversation, and these bigger companies, bigger decision makers, because they are connected with you, your update comes up in their feed, and they start seeing and perhaps reading the headline, and then maybe reading your article. And that can lead to an inquiry. And if it doesn't lead to an inquiry straight away, they know that if you're persistent and consistent with uploading good quality content, they're going to think about you. It's all about the name recognition. So they'll think about you when they need something around the service that you are providing. The other thing you can do, so every fortnight you might upload an article, or once a month you might upload an article. But in the between times, you are sharing and liking and commenting on other people's articles. So maybe someone who's in another country who's doing similar things to what you're doing, you might think that they're just great and you love their communication style, you like their branding, it just totally resonates with where you're going and who you are. So you can assimilate with them and what they're saying. So you might be sharing and liking their articles and commenting, knowing that they're never going to be a competitor for you, but you're sort of piggybacking on their the effort that they've done, for the one result that your name comes up in your prospective client's feed more often. So and if you can make it a little bit of a witty comment or a good question, or really add to the conversation with your comments, that would be best practice. But at the very minimum, even if you say something like, great article, or something like that, that's the minimum that I would expect. And you could do 3 or 4 of those every day, just little bits. So just so that when people log into LinkedIn, your name is probably somewhere in their feed. Okay, now then, so we're doing 2 and 3 simultaneously. And then after about maybe a couple of months of them watching watching the information come through on their feed, then you're going to connect up with them on a personal message on LinkedIn, and you're going to ask them if they're interested to know more about your product or service. And it's not going to be salesy. It's going to be really a short message, sort of checks in with them. They are your ideal type of client. They've watched you providing valuable information for quite a bit of time now, and it's the right time to then ask if they're interested. And if they're not interested, they won't, they perhaps won't respond, but then you can check in another couple of months' time. And then you can also back it up with an email. It's just, because a lot of your contacts will have their email address in their LinkedIn profile, and you just say something like, we are connected on LinkedIn, and I've sent you a message via LinkedIn, but I thought I'd copy it over to email, just so that we can perhaps connect up and make a time to chat if you feel there's a good fit. So people don't really mind doing that if they can see that it's not a spammy message, that's quite okay. So there we go. Now you can see how LinkedIn can help you to grow your business. So the first thing is that it generates the leads, which is at the end of the day, that's what's going to put money in your account. That's what the thing we are really focused on. But a nice little sweetener along the way is that it'll make you very well known within your industry, because you're sharing really good articles, good opinions. People know that you're on top of your game. So it's a great platform. You can go global with LinkedIn. People have contacted me from the States, UK, a lot from Asia and Dubai and Abu Dhabi and a lot of places. So the good thing is with LinkedIn, it's a scalable marketing campaign. It's not limited to any boundaries. And if you spent, I would say, an hour a day would be good on this, you are going to get great results. And you generally get the great results. If you're doing those 4 steps, you're going to get really great results within about six months. You'll start seeing instant results within about 3 weeks, just because your name's coming up and you're inviting people to connect. But the real magic happens after about 6 months. So if you are interested to find out more how we can help you, my company, Perfect Boom, does help it'll help you upload all of your fantastic content. We help create, a general plan on what type of content to put onto your LinkedIn, because some content will compel your ideal type of client to contact you more than other types of content. So, we're always thinking, what's the purpose of the content? Is this going to help build rapport? Is it going to help answer some questions? Is it going to stir up some emotions to make them realise they've got a problem and they really should be looking at solving it, sooner rather than later? We can help you with that. We definitely help, as a standalone service. We just update your profile. But more, our core product is just helping people provide a monthly service. We spend about 3 or 4 hours on your profile every day. So because we really want you to get results straight away. So it's a viable option if your ideal type of client is actually on LinkedIn. If they're hanging out on Facebook and they're that type of consumer, LinkedIn's probably not the go. But if they're big decision makers, if they're Fortune 500 companies or bigger organisations, or smart thought leader type people who you just know they're not on Facebook, then there's a good chance they'll be on LinkedIn. And if you're interested, you can even check. So you Google a few of your clients' names and see if they're on. Have a look at their activity. See how often they sort of like things or share things. And if they've liked or commented on something over the last month, then it might be a viable option for you. All right, if you want to give us a call or get in contact, go to perfectboom.com and go to the Contact Us section. All my phone numbers and email addresses and everything are on there. But I hope that this has helped, and LinkedIn has provided a lot of success for me and my clients, very, very much so. So if you even wanted to just test the waters and do those 4 steps, and when you start getting results, give us a call, and then we can supercharge it with some of the systems and the strategies that I put in place for you. Alrighty, talk to you soon. Bye.